Okay, welcome everyone. It is August the 4th, 2023, and we are on to a new chakra. This is the sacral chakra. It is bright orange, and it's just behind the tummy area in the physical form. And this is connected to the blessing and virtue of fortitude with Jesus, Sananda, and the universal law of balance, as within, so without, as above, so below, with Sanakamara, and the third dimension with Albert Einstein. So let's get started. Okay, here we go. And this is just the title of this series, The Journey Within, Embodiment of Love Now. And Jesus does talk about that when he explains fortitude. So let's just jump into here. So there we go, universal law of balance, third dimension, sacral chakra, fortitude. And there's the beings that are with us. And of course, Mother Mary is always watching over. And there's the whole system. So we're here, we're at the orange, sacral, fortitude, personal creativity, law of balance, and the third dimension. Okay. And just reminding us that these chakras are very much related to nature. It's like we have our own nature scene inside of us, that perfect balance of the mother and the father energy, the water and the sunlight, and the greenery in nature. So just knowing that the lower chakras are like the soft earth, the yellow is like the sand under a palm tree, or the pine needles under a pine tree. There's always water, our self-love, and then the sunlight energy, the sky energy, the cloud energy. So it's really connected to nature, the colors in nature, the chakra system. Okay, and here we go. The orange sacral chakra is connected to the musical note D. And if you have any questions, just jump on in, put your hand up or jump in. This is the balance of the masculine and the feminine in physicality. So this chakra is related to the third dimension, where we are in physical form. So it's no surprise that it relates to the ovaries and the testes. Yes, Ken.
It would be interesting at some point to be able to play all the notes that are related to the chakras, just to see what that's all about.
Yeah, well, it's like the octave on the piano. So it
No,
just,
I understand that.
yeah.
I get it. I just wondered if there was a way to play them, that's all.
Okay, so for some reason I can't play anything for you guys. It just sound won't come through. But
Okay.
what you can do is Google the solfeggio tunes, and that will actually play the different frequency sounds of the chakras. So I can send you an email with that information.
Yeah, would you please?
I will. Okay. So the ovaries are connected to the female reproductive system, producing hormones, helping menstrual cycle and pregnancy. Also, they store and release an egg each cycle for fertilization. So it's just really anchoring in the female system, and then the testes, responsible for making sperm and involved in producing a hormone called testosterone. Testosterone helps male development and maturation, for developing muscles, deepening the voice, and growing body hair. So this chakra is very much related to the masculine and the feminine in physicality. So, and sex and sexuality, reproduction, relationships, creativity as well. This is a creation chakra. So when Jesus was in physical form, this information was taken out of the Bible, but he was married to the Magdalena and they had 2 children. And he goes into that when he talks about fortitude. Okay. So here we go. This is the information about the third dimension. Our sacral, the center of our tummy, is the bright color of orange, of Florida oranges, marigolds, orange ball of sunset, a harvest moon. And when we breathe in the orange and smell and taste and feel this chakra, you can feel that center of personal creativity, where we are holding the balance of above and below, within and without. This is where the third dimension begins. And you can fly like you can do in the heart chakra. You can fly through that pinprick of light in this one as well, through the orange into the realm of physicality, where our idea, our essence has begun to take form. The third dimension is the reality of free choice, of exhibiting our physicality in a realm of joy. Read the orange, feel that idea of us in form, with the liberty and freedom of will and choice decision. And just to sense into that, what does it feel and look like? This is the purity of the third dimension, before any of the false beliefs, paradigms, illusions. This is where we as an idea, as an angel in form, decided to live. This dimensional journey of our interdimensional, transdimensional self is a gift. It is the quality of Nova being, and we're here to allow it to blossom and grow. So just know it's all about our physicality, this dimension. And here's Albert. The third dimension is defined by the quality of perception or experience of physicality, meaning that the universe is perceived through the experience of length, width, depth. But the growth quality is the ability to embrace all dimensions, realities, emotion, and spirit. It also has the unique quality of freedom of choice. All of the numerically higher dimensions have the opportunity to exhibit in the third. Now, back, we did do a channeling from Archangel Gabriel, and she's explained why we lost our self-worth. And the more we let go the old belief systems here, the more we have access to the lower dimensions, 1 and 2, and then the higher, 4 through 12. The growth opportunity and quality of the third is the ability to choose to expand beyond the mere perception of physicality and incorporate all aspects of self. So that's what's happening as we let go belief systems. Many of our aspects, which are actually our past lives, can come into the physical form. And that's what ascension is all about, when we're incorporating these aspects. So part of the reason there's so much letting go is that when the aspects come in, there's sometimes more, and you can go deeper and deeper and deeper. Yes, Darren.
Okay, so these higher dimensions, how do you see them in the third? Or do you have to raise your vibration to a level where you can see them?
No, there's nothing to see. They are etheric classrooms, and they are like growth classrooms. So there's 12 in each dimension. There's 144 we can go in and out of. We often will go back into ones that we've been in because we forget. We're really good at forgetting here. So it's nothing to see. It's more, they are classrooms of growth. Does that make sense?
I think so, yeah. I'll let that sit for a while.
Because we're evolving, so we can go into the different classrooms and learn the different, like, because each dimension is about different levels, different levels of growth. And there's literally 12 levels in each dimension. Okay. So yes, Lillian or Ken.
This is happening on a subconscious level, right?
Yes, sometimes we are aware, but yes, it's like we're going in and out of these classrooms all the time. And that's part of the reason why we forget so easily in the third dimension. Because we're in and out of the different classrooms. And this is how important it is to anchor every day with Gaia. So drop that red root cord and give it to Gaia. Pretend you're a tree and anchor your roots so that we stay really present in the third, because we are learning so much right now. We're becoming multi-dimensional and going into the different classrooms in the different dimensions.
So,
Yeah.
so it's our choice which dimension we go to then?
Not consciously, because I'm not saying, okay, I'm gonna go. You can, but I think it's more our higher selves are directing all of this. But you can say, okay, I'd like to go to the 5th dimension, or I'd like to go to the 8th or 9th or 10th. And then you can literally feel it. That was an exercise we did when I was learning all about this. And so you can. But personally, I just feel just allow it to happen and just know that it's happening. And you can ask for clarification from your guides. That is a good thing to ask our guides, for sure, because often they feel underemployed. Imagine if you ask them to explain the dimensions to you. They'd probably love it.
Okay, I'll flood them with questions then.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, the third dimension is not limited by time-space continuum. It merely appears to be. That is the challenge, and the opportunity in the third is to reach beyond physical appearances. So that's really opening to the higher dimensions and the lower ones, and knowing that they're all equal. The first is not unequal to the 12th. They're all equal. Yes. Aaron, did you want to go?
Yeah, you want to explain that last line a little more? How do they just appear to be limited?
The third dimension is not limited. That one?
Yeah. It just appears to be. Can you explain that a little more?
Well, it's just the belief systems. If we really let go of the belief systems and do anchor in the divine qualities, there is no limit. We're learning that. And before long, if our star family is just waiting to be amongst, like, really, they are here on planet. Everybody's a star being, basically, and angelic. But our friends, that are driving the spaceships and stuff, back in Atlantean times, that was a reality. There were spaceships coming and going. So we're not limited here. We're only limited by the belief systems.
Even in third dimension.
Yes, absolutely.
That's the part I have trouble with.
Well, we're cleaning it up. We're cleaning it up. We are cleaning it up. And what are we cleaning it up of? The belief systems. As within, so without. When we have no pollutants from the belief systems within, this planet will be pristine. That's the physics of it. As within, so without. And that's what we're learning with this law. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Ken.
Yes, I would like you. I get lost sometimes when you start reading, if we stopped in the middle of something and then you go on. Could you possibly move the cursor to where we're going so that I can see where we're going, and then I can read along with you?
Yes, absolutely. So we
Thank
were
you.
talking about the third dimension not being limited. We're bringing it back to the original purity. So it's not limited by time, space, continuum. It merely appears to be. So the more we come into the now within the self, then it will be more and more like the higher realms. And in the now is the release of all old belief systems, not of love. And that's what our star family is waiting. They're just, they've had so much patience with us. They're waiting for us to do our forgiveness work, come to gratitude, not judge anything, because that's how they are where they are. They really want us to get to that place where we're just love inside, and we wake up in that. And part of, you know how I talked about the water energy inside of us to help with the drought? If we imagine ourselves, you know, in that beautiful stream of water inside, that's love and that's forgiveness of everything. So the more we're in that inside of ourselves, the faster everything gets cleaned up here. Does that make sense? Okay. We'll just keep talking about it until it anchors in. Okay. All right. So Steve, did you have something to say? You're on mute.
There are actually two circumstances that help us understand that the third dimension, for example, is illusion.
Mhm.
One is if you're reading the literature of the afterlife, somebody in the astral plane, the fourth dimension, looking at us, we're like ghosts to them, just as they're supposedly like ghosts to us, but they see right through us, right? And that circumstance says that we're not as substantial as we think we are.
Mhm.
The second instance is with an avatar like Ramakrishna,
Mhm.
who will describe what he's seeing when he's looking at us. And what he's seeing is like skin that's like leather stretched around bamboo, and this is our bones, right? So there's this skin stretched around this bamboo, and all of it is light. And that's what he sees. He doesn't see us as we see us.
Mhm.
Both of those suggest that we're not the
Things are
substantial.
not as they seem. Things are
Yeah.
not as they seem.
That's right. No, over my head. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Things are not as they seem.
Okay, those are great. Thank you. That's great.
Illustration.
Illustrations. Yeah, illustrations of
Yeah,
things are not as they seem here.
right.
But when we sit in meditation, you can get a sense of that. And
Oh.
that's like all this water energy that Jesus is showing me, that's him saying, just be like water inside of yourself,
Yeah.
and that will help you anchor in the flow of love and forgiveness and hope and trust. So things are not as they seem when you sit still and close your eyes and you use your imagination.
Yeah.
And then it helps bring forth the purity of what's truly here.
Yep. Yep.
Mhm. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Okay, Ken.
Yeah, I guess when I meditate these days, I'm not able to meditate for very long. I don't know if that affects the intensity of what goes on with me. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's okay. So, and when you're meditating, are you up in your mind? Are you in your heart?
I jump back and forth, I think.
Okay, so the practice is to drop into the heart. And this is what I tell people in the reading room too. If you can last even 10 seconds in the heart, that's okay. And get up and do your thing, but keep a notebook so you track yourself. Before long, you can get deeper and deeper into the heart for a longer period of time. But it's that consistency, same chair, same time, notebook. And then just keep track every day. Oh, I lasted 20 seconds today. And before you know it, it's up there. But it's sitting in the heart is very different than sitting in the mind. And that practice of flying through into the golden chain chambers in behind, that's really powerful. Like what SK does in all the universal law meditations, is you're literally sitting in your self-worth in there and anchoring it deeper and deeper and deeper, that gratitude for everything, your entire journey and everybody else's. So you see everybody in their divinity. No more judgment. Easier said than done. Okay. So here we go. We're on to the blessing and virtue of fortitude. Okay, so this is the Council of Love definition. It is courage in all forms, endurance, the ability to keep going forward when others cease and give up. So it's the same with meditation, to keep practicing. It is the virtue of pathfinders, strength of purpose, stamina in all senses. Know that patience is a part of fortitude. Fortitude is encompassing of forbearance, and forbearance is indeed a quality that requires patience. So I looked up forbearance. It's like tolerance. It's you have another word for it, Steve, for forbearance?
Standing back.
Okay, yes.
allowing-
Yes, exactly. It's like being the observer in a way, which Jesus very much is a proponent of. And I like when you can get into the stillness within yourself and observe everything, that's a type of forbearance. Yeah.
That's also patience as well. Eh?
Yes, it is. Absolutely. Yeah.
Also a tad of prudence, knowing when to stand back.
Yes. Beautiful. Okay. And it's to continue going forward with stamina when you really feel like pushing the individual off the cliff. It will be required in working with 12-12. So now 12-12 was when we thought ascension was going to happen in a very physical way, but what it was it happened very etherically. And so the more we're embodying the divine qualities, blessings, virtues, understanding the laws, understanding the dimensions, it's etheric. It's us anchoring how things work into the physical body and understanding it and feeling it, especially feeling the divine qualities. Yes, Darren.
So what does that really mean when you feel like pushing an individual off a cliff?
Haven't you ever felt that?
Well, I'm wondering if it's literal or figurative.
I think they're saying to have a sense of humor about this, because the more we laugh, the faster these belief systems disappear. So no, we're not pushing anybody off the cliff. We're not here to eliminate any person. We're here to eliminate belief systems. That's it.
Okay, so how's that, continuing to go forward? I don't quite see that. How does that connect to that?
When you feel like pushing someone off the cliff?
Well, no, to continue going forward with stamina. Yeah, when you feel like pushing someone off a cliff, no.
Well, usually it means you got to turn around and look at yourself. It's never out there. So turn it around, go within yourself, and then it's easy to keep going forward. I think that's what they mean. Yeah, because it's never the person out there. The person out there has triggered us to look within.
Right, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so there's no one to push off the cliff except yourself inside.
Okay, so, yeah.
Yeah, go deeper. It's like go deeper with yourself. Push yourself off the cliff.
So, I don't know, I gotta push those core issues off the cliff, I think.
That's one way to do it.
I think we get caught in our metaphors, Darren, like way forward. It isn't really a way forward. It isn't really forward. But it is more into oneself and allowing more of oneself to come out.
Right.
But
Well,
we use a journey metaphor, like walking this way, and
Yeah.
it isn't really that.
yeah, I see that now, yeah, but
No.
I guess I was a little too literal there.
Too much in your head, not enough in your heart.
Well, we're in a class. Aren't we supposed to be in our head?
Oh, no, this is a heart class.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so now the vibration of fortitude is orange, and at some point also they call it a ray, and the ray is from lightest to darkest. So that's why I kind of like I'm just sort of anchoring in that this orange, it's like gold. Remember how it was a ray and it was lightest to darkest? It's the same with this color, orange. Okay. So here we have Jesus, and this is the meditation that starts at the beginning of this channeling that came through Linda Dillon, of course. And the meditation, in the meditation, the Council of Love really wants us to give ourselves a big hug. And they are thanking us for having the fortitude, the stamina, the patience, to be here at this time of incredible change, to know that we are a pivotal part of this change and that we're all connected and united. So often they will begin meditations with this, where they cross over the arms and give ourselves a big hug. And that actually helps anchor in this quality and this blessing and virtue, because we're bringing these the feeling of fortitude into the physical form, and that's part of our ascension. The color of fortitude is orange. Feel, think, and know it is one of the more solid colors. Not only its brightness, its clarity, but that we can smell the fragrance and scent. Breathe in that wonderful scent of orange, of freshly squeezed orange juice, in through our nose, down to our sacral, to our spleen, to our stomach. Place a hand on our tummy, feel that orange, that chakra opening and spinning. So it's a beautiful one, and that scent of orange is very vital. So it's a good scent to associate with this chakra. This is a chakra that is connected to our creativity. Fortitude is the orange ray, connected to our ability to create in our own lives and for Nova Earth. And then they ask us to breathe in marigolds, orange peel, peach, cantaloupe, fireweed flowers, orange tanager, and that's that little bird. Breathe the orange and taste it and feel ourselves relaxing and welcoming in this wonderful quality of fortitude. And as we open our sacral chakra, feel it align, activating all our other chakras, and simply be. Now, the reason they say that is because the chakras are connected to the dimensions. And so literally you're opening the portals to all the dimensions by just spinning the sacral. Just spinning it and breathing orange, you're actually opening yourself to all the dimensions. So it's a very powerful chakra. Okay. Jesus says we are embodying fortitude, perhaps even more so than he did as a human man. That fortitude is growth and a journey, something he practiced in and out of form, in and out of different lifetimes. Speaking to us here as Yeshua, as the one we know as Jesus, as our brother Yeshi, he says fortitude is strength of character and purpose, the knowing in every fiber and core of our being. Not that we are right, but we go forward no matter what. He says on our planet, and particularly in many societies, this addiction to being right is very strong, and that is not what fortitude speaks to. There are times in all our lives when we misstep, or we turn the wrong way, or we think we turn the wrong way, and he uses the word think, or it is a mental judgment that is not of love, or that we have simply wandered off our path. He says, of course, forgiveness comes into this in terms of our ability to forgive others, but also to forgive ourselves. But what is even more critical is fortitude. And he says, fortitude is the ability, the stamina, the courage, the bravery to return to center. And it is the center not only of the heart of love, of Mother, Father, One, but to our center, and then to know that the center and our center have no differentiation. And Jesus says that takes courage. Yes, Darren.
Okay, that last part where it explains of being in the center, is that how we gain that knowing in every fiber and core of our being that we have fortitude?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yeah. So just it's the heart center. Yeah. And within the heart is everything. So it's that knowing that the higher realms center is in our heart. Everything's in the heart. So the more we focus on the heart, that's there, like he's saying, there's no differentiation between the heart of love of the Mother, Father, One, which is source energy, and our own heart. Like we don't have to go anywhere. Everything is within. And that's why I wrote the word surrender here, because that's a good way to get there.
And I would think we need to practice that quite a bit too to get to that point. Eh?
Yes, and that's why they recommend us meditating every day. And that's why I say same time, same chair, because then if they know we're doing it at the same time, then they like that for some reason.
Well, I wonder why, because they don't have time, do they?
Well, I think it's just a consistency. Archangel Raphael says, really, we struggle with consistency. So it's just a really good practice. Yeah. But interesting that Jesus said to return to the center over and over and over. Because sometimes we just jump out of the center. We don't even know we're in the center, not in the center. And then we realize, and it's like, okay, get back. Come on, come back. That's happened to me so many times. Okay. We have done, it's now 7:41. We have done half an hour. We can jump into doing some time with sending love into the law system, if you'd like. Would you like to do that right now? Okay, so I do have,
And rain.
Yeah, and rain. Yeah, so I do have a slide. I thought we were going to get through a few more, but I'm just gonna fast forward to the slide because I want you to see this. Okay, this is the human trafficking documentary. I am going to post it. I'm going to post it tonight, so it'll be up tomorrow. It's an hour and a half long. It's fascinating. I can't recommend it enough. It's got some really good info, and go right to the end because Jesus really shows how it's actually people in ascension. It's amazing to watch how they explain it.
I don't think I want to watch that though.
What's that?
I don't think I want to watch it.
It's done by a Christian group. Then just skip to the end. Skip to the end if you want to see people talking about Jesus and their experience etherically with Jesus. And I can put the times where it's at, and there's a really good explanation of what they're doing in Sweden. That one's fascinating. But I'll just put times. I'll go in and I'll see if I can put times if you don't, and if you don't want to watch it, that's fine too. Okay, so let's jump into this. So this is the law system. This was the slide we had before about sending compassion into the family law system, and just even imagining rain as well, and knowing the family law system is very much the same as the oneness, the planet, what we're striving to be. The family law system in balance would be anchoring the laws, the universal laws, onto the planet, basically. But some of the systems need cleaning up. And Jesus actually talks about that as well. So we'll go into that on next Wednesday. So when we're looking at what's not working and sending that love into it, it's very helpful. So let's just jump in. Let's just do it. And I wonder if I'll just keep the recording going. So if people want to do this with us, and when they're watching the recording, that's fine too. Okay. So let's do 15 minutes, and then that'll take you right to 8 o'clock, Steve. Okay. So let's just close our eyes, and I would like to invoke the higher realms, the ones that are helping bring the family law system into alignment, for us to be sending compassion, invoking all the laws, all the divine qualities, all the dimensions for the family law system, and then also for the drought on the planet, and us feeling the moisture inside of us, that really deep forgiveness of everything, connected to the divine mother energy, and feeling that and sending that to all drought on the planet as well. So so I'll put myself on mute here. That's the 15 minutes. We're all done. That was beautiful. So I think what I'll do
Where
is,
was I?
what's that?
Where was I?
I don't know. You were just out there sending rain into the drought. Yeah. Good. Okay. So I'm just going to come out of the slideshow here. There we go. Okay. So I think I'll just end the slideshow right now. So thank you everybody for watching this. And we'll be back again to discuss more about fortitude in the next one. So I'm going to stop the recording right now.